Don't forget to subscribe for more reviews. Please also like. Thank you.
Hello there everyone, Tom here again, and today we have the privilege of taking a look at the Master Builder 08. This is set A of their Double Evil, and this finally came in today off of the post office. When last I looked, it was in Philadelphia. Came in on the same ship as the other one, but there's a 5-day difference, so yay for differences, I guess. So why don't we go ahead here and get everything out of the box, take a look at it, see what kind of thing I've got here, shall we? So I know I normally pull everything out of the box and we look at it as it's out of the box, but I just wanted to show you all real quick. This has plastic on it right here. Piece of plastic, cellophane, I think they call that. And this is coated with a piece of cellophane as well. And so was the other thing, the other one I looked at. This thing comes up. It's got decent heft to it as well. Let's see. Here's the stuff on the bottom. We'll go ahead and get this out of the way. And open this up here so that we can take a look at this stuff. We get our missiles. We get crane arm, and we get, this would be, let's see, this is the plane. This is Lady Giga. There's Lord Mega and Lady Giga. So, yeah. Tell you what, why don't I, the only other thing was the instructions here for part A. It says part A right there. So, why don't I go ahead and get this thing open and we can take a look at all the stuff that comes in here. Okay, here is Lady Giga in her Godmaster mode. She transforms just like Lord Mega. At least I think she does. Yep, just like that. This thing measures approximately 2 1/4, approximately. Articulation, arms are on a ball joint right here. You can ball joint you might be able to see right there. Now his has a joint. Yeah, she's got a joint as well. This one is just really, really stiff. So, yeah, but there we go. Okay, so it'll bend that far. The head is on a swivel, which you can't see. The head's on a swivel. But can you make out the little red and the gold for the faceplate? That's pretty. Like, do like that. You can bend them and get that out of it, so that's all good. Okay, exact same size as, oh dear, pardon me, exact same size as Mega. So, let's transform this back together. And the hand fits in the groove right here, and there's a notch for that. And that consists of the entirety of the transformation. Effective, simple, but effective. So we get that, put that right in there. Yeah, okay. So obviously, I don't have a place for this yet, but you can take a look at it. It's got pistons that don't work, they're just picked out, but you can bend it quite a ways and get it to do stuff. This rotates, it does not bend. It does open. Okay. Now, let's take it. Oh, I guess the other accessory would be this thing. And it is coming in at, let's see here, 10 3/4 inches approximately. So it's pretty good sized. Let's see here. Width-wise, I'd say this is definitely the widest point. I'm calling it at 5 inches. Height-wise for this thing, again, this is going to be the highest point. 2.5. Well, with the fin there, 2 3/4 approximately. Alright, if you want an idea about how big this is, let me get this piece out of the way here for just a moment. And I will set that down. And here's the tank. Actually, I guess I need to do it like this, just to give you an idea of size and scale. I mean, you can see it's just a little bit longer than the tank itself. Now they packaged this thing, as you noticed, in, they packaged this thing in Overlord mode. And so, why don't we take just a second and take a look at him. Coming up the figure. Can I zoom in some? Yeah. You can see he's got really pretty red eyes. He's got a little bit of silver. Where's my pointer? Things are never around when you need them. He's got really pretty red eyes with that little black outline. He's got a little bit of silver right there. I think they could have put a Decepticon symbol right there, but I could be wrong. I was wrong once back in '78. That's another story. We have these pretty colors right here that come through. We've got this writing right here, this purple plastic. We get more detail down here with this stuff I can't read. Missiles. Yeah, the back of it looks like this. Again, we get more of that writing on both sides. Yeah. Now see, I'm really torn right now. Excuse me. Should I go ahead and do stuff with him in this mode, or should I transform him into his plane? I think what I want to do is transform him into the plane, and we will I'll transform him back, and then we can go over Overlord. So yeah, I think the next thing I'm going to do right now is transform him into a plane. So when I was going to transform it the first time, two things happened that I think are of note. One, I noticed that the slits that hold these things in, there's one here and one here, and they have to line up. This one will never line up properly, because if you can see, it's just not, the tines, this and this, do not line up the same way this one does, if you notice. These will, this one right here will never work. And that's unfortunate. And no, I can't rotate it because it's glued. Additionally, I often wondered if people could simply glue these to the wings, because they kept talking about how they fall off. I think you have to have them unpegged for transformation. If I ever made a comment on somebody else's review about that, I do apologize. I didn't know, and I usually don't make comments unless I'm sure about something. So this was wrong. This is just wrong. This will never work, and that's just sad. So to transform Part A, If you notice, I've already gone ahead and I've moved these up. I suppose if we really wanted to, we could go ahead and glue these on. What do y'all think? Would that be too horribly distracting? I think I'm going to do that. Anyway, I have to point out one other thing. I've already transformed this thing once. And, pardon me, if it'll let me zoom in here. If you notice, this is a nice, smooth tab. Right? Let's take us a look at this other one. See how nice and smooth it is. Oh, well, look at that. It's got a nice little notch on it, which would fit in this little section right here. And this one here has the same section, but no notch. It literally disintegrated on me the first time I tried to move it. I mean, it just kind of fell apart, crumbled into powder type stuff. It was very disappointing. But, you know, what do you do? Fuss, fight, argue, and pitch a fit, or work with what you got. Alright, so to transform this guy, first thing we need to do is open this up, push in the fist here, so that we get this nice flat. Pull this out, close this off, and at least on mine, there's tabs and ports, but they're not lined up properly, so you got to kind of flex and stretch and cuss and fuss, and it's not a whole lot of fun. It's not. Go ahead and, something I forgot the last time was to pull down the landing gear. Go ahead and do that. And again, we've got another port and pin, and sometimes they work well, sometimes they don't. Extend this, pull this back, open this up, shut that down, rotate this, pull this part up, and again, this will clip, if it's done right, it'll clip right on there, and then this will clip in right there, and that will kind of secure all that together. So this side is good. The only other thing we got to do is pull this out, rotate it so that it comes up like this. If you can see the difference in the two. Okay, let's do that again. Open this up, rotate this out, rotate that in, being mindful of the thumb, be careful of the thumb. Pull this up, try your daggondest to line this stuff up properly, because it doesn't want to go in there, and there we go. Alright, pull that out. Go ahead and pop out your landing gear while you got a chance. Try your best to get it lined back up properly. Take your shoulder piece, rotate it down, line everything up as best as humanly possible. Pull that in, rotate this round. That goes like that. Come back here to this side. He says, remember, this is the one that has the hook to it. So we pull that down and we get everything lined up properly. It came loose. Don't be that way. Get in there. Pretty sure this is not supposed to be this difficult. But there we go. And that right there, that right there. Line this up so that it goes in. Okay. And here we go. Now we've got the wings fairly much done like this. Go ahead and unhook your backpack and bring it down. And there's a tab right here, if you all could see, right here. It's going to go into the wings on both sides, and this will just swing down, and then it's just a matter of lining that up on both sides, which some cases is easier said than done. Excuse me. Come back here to the back, rotate this down, and there are tabs right here that you should be able to see that'll go into ports right here. So it's just a matter of getting it lined up properly and getting it secured in place here like that. Alright, and then repositioning that in there and repositioning that in there, pulling up the two tail fins, rotating the head, and that is the last step to get the basic torso into its position. Now, this right here, this is a pain in the ass. There's just no other way of putting it to get it on. There are two clips right here that go into grooves right here, and this comes down to sit over top of the head, and then it moves in. This comes down, this little bit right here is on a spring, and it comes down and it clips in under here. I will try to do this on camera, but I'm only going to try it once. If it doesn't work, then I'm going to take it off camera and we'll do it from there. Getting those in. And then just pushing it into place. If there's a break point on this thing, you're looking at it. And then you got to get your landing gear out. And here it is in its vehicle mode. A very nice vehicle. Let's see, I don't have anything handy right now, so yeah, that's its transformation. I really wish this thing worked the way it was supposed to. So here it is, all transformed up, and it's large enough so that I have to pull out the tape measure to get an accurate measurement. And based around what I'm seeing here, it looks to be approximately 17 inches long. Width-wise, I'd say that's about 13 and a half. So yeah, I had to pull out the tape measure. Height-wise, that's as far as those extend. We're looking at right about 6 inches. Now, when we compare it to the Titan's Return one, remembering that this is the only other representation of Overlord I have, you can see there is a huge, huge, huge difference. And we can put our little figures here. This looks like Lady Mega, which you can't see, but let's see, it's supposed to just fit in here like this. So we can put that one in there. For comparison, we can pop the cockpit on this one, raise this up, extend the arms out, and set Lady Mega in there, and there we go. So they both fit in that mode, so that's a good thing as well. So here we have Overlord all transformed up, and I think one of the important things that we need to do is to see just exactly how big he is. And let's see here. It looks like for the tip of his horns there, as I destroy the set, he's coming in at, let's see if I can get that to work, 15 inches was as high as he was. Now, incidentally, that just happened to be as large as the Poseidon, the TFC Poseidon. So from that perspective, they work very well together. He is a little bit smaller by a few inches from Fort Max. That doesn't work as well. But this thing plugs in just like you would see on any of the other videos. These two spots right here go into the rails up here. Yeah, I guess that's a dirty spot. Lady Giga and Lord Mega go in there just fine. Why don't I zoom in just a tinge here so we can get a better look at him. Yeah, well, what? Ooh, sorry. Why don't I do that? So here we have him. You can see him in these bright lights. He's got that really nice red on his eyes. Giga and Mega work very well right there. They do actually pop these out if that's your thing. That one sticks just a little bit, and I think it's just because he has a sort of a crunch right here. I think that's what stops that, but yeah. Okay. Coming down the figure, you see the paint. The stuff from the tank mode comes through, and he's got that, whatever that is right there on both shoulders. Okay. Let's flip him around, and you can see how he cleans up on the back. Oh, I lost his guns here, didn't I? The guns here fit right there. And there you go. He does have some stability issues. I was kind of hoping that they would have fixed that, but apparently not. And I think it's got something to do with the hips, but I could be wrong. Alright, so let's cover articulation real fast. Head is on a hinge, and it feels like a ball joint because you can get sassy stuff out of him. We've already shown that these open up. This is supposed to lock in a little bit better. The arms come up that far, and then you can raise them that far so you can get a full range there. They go all the way around. Elbow is double bend and get you all that. The wrists, it's the same on both sides. The thumb is on a ball joint right there. It has one bend at the knuckle. Can you all even see that? It has one bend at the knuckle. The rest of the hand, it has a swivel. It is connected, looks like through a base pin right here. Each finger is individually articulated to get you that. Wait. Does that mean that you guys have to punch yourselves now? God, what am I for? Alright. The hips have hip skirts. Oh, and you can see he holds his weapon just fine. Hip skirts that come up that way. They will move that way to give... I wonder, can he do the... Take a look at that, folks. Who else shows you can do that? That's the full American. Can you do the full Chinese? I don't know. Let's find out. Doesn't feel like it. Nope, he's not going to do the full Chinese. That is the widest stance you're going to get from him. And let me tell you, he's not too happy about that. But you can do a wide stance with it. He has rotation at the thigh joint right there where he connects. The knees are double jointed. They get to well past 90. And the feet, ankle rocks, doesn't really go up. It'll go down as far as you want to. And oh, I forgot to put out the heel spur on that one. Sorry. And he's got the heel spur there, which helps a little bit with stability. Alright, and that is Overlord combined. As you can see, not everything stays together the way it's supposed to on mine. Now, I fully grant it could be user error, because Lord knows, if you've watched my channel, you know I'm not not the greatest guy that ever lived when it comes to some of this stuff. But some of this stuff should just kind of stay together because it's supposed to. I always kind of looked at it like a good figure should be able to tolerate the things that I do to it and still be okay. So I guess now all we need are some size comparisons. I guess the only other thing to do is to put on the stickers and Nemesis, what are you doing on screen right now?
Well, I noticed you didn't use me as scale.
Well, that's because you won't come up to his mid-thigh. I mean, if you look on the camera right now, you're still not as big as his knee.
Details, details. Besides, I can get bigger than him. Just watch. Ah! Now I'm bigger than he is.
Yes, that just means that you're literally 4 inches away from the camera.
Details, details. I'm also in focus. He's not.
Well, yeah, you know who you're messing with, right?
No.
That's Overlord.
That's the Overlord?
Yep, that's the Overlord.
Wasn't he in that show that one time? Isn't he, like, controlled by humans?
Well, he was until Black Zarek did stuff to him, but yeah.
Not that I really care. But what happened to the humans?
I guess they went on living their normal human lives.
That kinda sucks. Imagine having all that power and then having it taken away from you.
Well, you know, things happen. We adjust.
That's kind of what happened to me and Optimus. I kicked his ass.
I don't remember it happening that way.
He did.
Well, okay. But can I get back to this review now?
Well, since it's Overlord, I guess I'll allow it. But you must use me in the next video.
Well, don't I try to use you in every video? I mean, isn't there like the contract or something? And besides, you've got more screen time this time than you have in several videos.
Damn it. There you go using logic on me again.
Well, what do you expect, Nemesis? I mean, you're evil. I have to do something.
Damn it.
That's right, you go.
What did you say?
I said, it's time for you to go. Go bye-bye.
Damn it.
Thank you for watching my Papa's channel. Please subscribe and like. Thank you.
Another satisfied customer of Vitamin John. Operators are standing by. Call now.